The power of breaking even in business. Now, this is probably one of the most powerful things when it comes to running a business, especially if you're planning on scaling it without really having a lot of money or a lot of capital, or even at that, your investors, if you have investors, they'll still love for you to break even because it's going to allow you to survive and get to where you need to go. Now, the reason why breaking even is very important, or maybe for those people who don't know what breaking even is basically where the amount of money you invest in the business, you're able to get the ROI back, where the balance sheet is basically $0, okay? You're breaking even. The costs and expenses and the ROI coming back, okay? That's what breaking even is. Now, the reason why breaking even is very powerful is because it's going to be able to allow you to scale your business at almost basically zero cost. That's the whole point of breaking even. You're able to scale a business after all the expenses are paid, bring back some money, and be able to reinvest back in the business and keep repeating and recycling. Now, I'm gonna show you an example that's very basic, and this example is basically, think of this. You go to the store, right? So let's say, for example, I go to a marketing company, I pay them X amount of dollars, okay? I pay the shopkeeper $5 and they give me an orange back. That's the transaction. My cost is $5 and I got an orange back. Now, for your business, what it can mean is if you're an app or something, I'll talk about something I'm working on right now where I wanted to make a video about this, but basically if you're a company that's maybe trying to get app installs, that's what you're getting. That's your orange. Or maybe you are a retail store. You're getting foot traffic into the store. That is your orange, okay? You get what I'm saying here? Basically, you're a customer or basically whatever you're trying to get back, okay? So you pay $5, you get your orange back. Now, here's the beauty of breaking even. When you get the product you want back or the customer back, that customer also brings back $5. Now, maybe it's usually you need a couple more customers for you to break even, but you get the idea here. Basically, I pay $5, I get an orange, and that orange also brings $5 back. So that means I can be able to spend another $5 and get another orange. And I'm basically breaking even. I'm not really generating profits, but do you see what's happening here? You're stacking up your oranges, okay? And those are your customers, okay? So if you're building an app, so for example, I got this idea from a project working on in Africa for Video Mojo, and right now we basically started hitting break evens, and basically we're able to acquire amount of users on our app, and we're at zero cost because we're also making money back in the day through ad revenue and stuff like that. So we're able to scale the business. And it's very important for you to reach break even because it allows you to be able to play the game of entrepreneurship in the long term instead of thinking short term, which is a very big deal when it comes to business. Long term always instead of short term because you're able to play the game in a bigger arena. Now, so when you're stacking up your oranges, right, when you're bringing those customers, here's the beautiful thing that happens. You're creating value. Okay, so even if your business is breaking even, like you're not seeing basically, you're not taking money out, the balance sheet is even, you're still building an asset. Okay, so sales oranges kind of go bad. Let's use a different analogy. Okay, let's think about it like you're collecting something that a collectible, right? And you keep stacking it up. So that means you're able to build more and more assets. The same way for us on our app, we might be breaking even right now, but we're building a user base and some of those users are going to be coming back and using the app every day. So over time, if you keep using the same kind of ad spend or the same kind of marketing money or the same money you're putting in the business, you should start seeing a point where you're not breaking even anymore. Even though you're spending the same amount of costs and expenses, whatever it might be, you're going to start making profits. Now, one thing I would highly recommend for you is you have to understand how long you plan on playing the game. So the break-even ideology that I personally see from my perspective is you want to break even as long as it's possible. Even though when you start making profits, take those profits, you invest back in the business. Because it's better for you to be patient and let your business keep building up and have a lot of foot traffic, a lot of customers coming in. So when you pull that scalability cash out and now you're just focused on making profits, it's better for you to 10 years or 5 years from now, you'll be able to generate six figures to millions of dollars a year from your business compared to you trying to cash in, trying to collect every single penny from your business right now when you're basically saying, I don't care about breaking even, I just make as much money as I can right now. Well, the challenge with that is, if you think about it, if you look at a lot of the companies that are really, really big, they really were breaking even for a very long time. A great example, recently Twitter. Twitter's been there for years and they recently made cash for the first time this year because they were reinvesting back in the business. They were making sure they're keeping up the technology and trying to scale. The same thing with companies like Amazon. Actually, Amazon is one of those Amazon had not made money for its investors for a long time, since 1998, 1999 when it was launched, to recently. It wasn't making money, guys. Amazon was not making money. It was breaking even, basically. And recently, when Jeff Bezos stocks just skyrocketed, is when they actually started making profits and started making cash. So the reason why breaking even is very important is because you're able to play the game long term. Too many businesses end up not reaching the break-even mark, and they basically go out of business. Because when you're breaking even, you're still delivering value to your customers, you're still scaling the business, and you're still building an asset. That is the whole point of breaking even. And that's why I was saying earlier in the video, breaking even is very, very powerful. Now, the other reason why I wanted to make this video is because, of course, most of my audience is in Africa. And when you learn how to break even in your business in Africa, especially a technology company, you have a very, very large advantage. Trust me, guys, if you're able to make $1 in your business where you're spending $1 in marketing, that is very powerful because that means you can be able to scale. Now, probably the next step you're probably going to be wondering is, okay, so I spent $500 in marketing this whatever month, or we spent $1,000 in our business this month, and we make $1,000 back. Now, how are we able to scale from there? Now, if you keep putting in $1,000 and getting $1,000 back, your business will still keep growing. Let's say, for example, you're acquiring about 500 or 1,000 users per month. You still keep stacking it up and get about 12,000 users by the end of the year and spend $0. Well, the thing I highly recommend is this. When you start rising above the break even and making profits, just go back and reinvest in the business. Now, if you have some cash where you're able to save up, like for example, here's an example. Let's say, for example, you start making, you're able to save up, you're able to be spending like $500 and you're breaking $500, but on the side, you're still doing some other side hustle, you're making some money somewhere else, or maybe you get some cash, inflation from an investor. Take that money and put it back in. So instead of you growing by 1,000 users a month, you're able to channel it in. The next month, instead, you put in $2,000 and you bring back $2,000 back in your business, and you're able to break even. And now instead of you growing with just 1,000 users a month, you're growing by 2,000 users a month. Now, this is something you can be able to go look at a lot of Fortune 500 companies, and the reason why a lot of them for a while they don't really want to declare profits. They don't want to actually go out and say, oh yeah, we want to focus on making cash right now, is because they know if they're able to break even for the next 10 years and still tremendously grow their assets and still tremendously grow their user base, their market share, they know that when they start focusing on profits, they're going to be able to get a higher ROI than they would have when they tried to cash in way earlier on. And that, my friend, is the power of breaking even. It can literally be the maker or breaker of where your business is going to be in the next 10 years, because there's a lot of companies that have raised millions of dollars, but they weren't able to break even, they weren't able to make profits, and they went under. Now, if your company is able to make break even, the initial money the investors put in, they can still be able to reuse that cash over and over and scale the business. So, if you have a startup, please don't rely on investor cash only. Find a way to at least break even or close to breaking even. It's very important for you. And if you're self-funding your business, it's even more power to you, because now you are in charge of your destiny for your company, because you're focused on breaking even and scaling the business. And always think about 10 years from now when it comes to your company, because if you can break even for the next 5 years, even though you're not making a lot of cash right now, basically eating the vinegar to taste the honey later, it's gonna be a better story, and your business will be much larger than you trying to count every single penny right now you're trying to put in your pocket, okay? So go make some change, okay, in the world, then you get some change later. That's how it works in business, okay? So thanks for watching this video. Hope it was helpful. Personally, for me, this is something from experience from recently. Me and my co-founder are very excited. We just hit break even as one of our projects. So from there, we're now working on scaling it and even making it better. And that is always your goal, is breaking even, because as I just showed you right now, it opens up doors to a lot of different things you can do in your company. So thanks for watching the video. Hope you liked it. Have any extra question, inbox me and I'll try my best to reply back as soon as possible. So thank you for watching, and go use the power of breaking even. Peace out.